We're in Denver, Colorado with Mercedes-Benz driving the new EQS SUV.
So this is Mercedes-Benz full-size, full electric SUV, and they brought the luxury.
Here we go.
Okay, launch it. Whoa.
Everything you expect from an EV.
We just had our
wow.
lunch.
Incredible power.
So we're driving the 580, but we're going to get into it. What's under the floor of this EQS?
536 horsepower and 633 pound-feet of torque. It has 459 kilometers, 285 miles of range with a 107.8 kilowatt-hour battery and standard all-wheel drive in Canada. There is a rear-wheel drive model sold in the US called the 450H Plus. It has 305 miles of range.
The EQS 450 has the same range as the 580, but has 355 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. Mercedes-Benz, luxury product, lots of standard features. Let's get into it.
The 450 comes with a 12.8-inch touchscreen, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a 12.3-inch digital driver display, wireless charger, over-the-air software updates, a HEPA filter, heated power front seats with memory, a heated steering wheel, leather upholstery, and 20-inch wheels. In the US, the base trim comes with heated and ventilated front seats, leather upholstery, a panoramic sunroof, and the Burmester 3D sound system. These items are available in Canada.
I love this, Andrea. This is electric, it's high-tech, amazing screen, but still some buttons.
Yep.
What are we going to put it in?
You got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit that notification bell, you'll be notified when all of our reviews drop, and then you can watch them.
And we do this, the couple car review, twice a week. The first one drops on Wednesday.
We put another one out on Saturday.
So make sure you like and subscribe, but also follow on Instagram. It's Motormouth_Andrea to get a sneak peek behind the scenes. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below the like button. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. So we're here for 2 days, lucky us, and we have this EQS to drive on the main roads today, and then tomorrow we go off-roading. So that'll be halfway through the video. We're also going to talk about these amazing screens, but how does it drive?
Well, it actually handles really well. Everything you would expect from an electric vehicle. It's smooth. It has that quick acceleration, but an extremely quiet cabin. This has got 2 powerful electric motors, 4MATIC all-wheel drive.
So instead of just having a quieter vehicle because there's no internal combustion engine, they decided to make it the real deal. So this thing is so quiet, and it also has all of the amenities you would expect from this brand. It's not just one tablet in the middle of the dash, Tesla. It actually has the creature comforts, and we're going to get into that in a moment. Now, there are a few things about driving this, Andrea, that I'm not totally sold on. The brakes. They feel a little bit imprecise. Now, of course they work, but the modulation of the pedal is kind of tricky.
Well, we had the same problem with the EQS sedan. I didn't love them. They felt a little bit soft to me. I took a corner sharply here and I needed to put on the brakes. It just took a little bit longer for them to react. So I would like something that is definitely a little bit more precise.
I wonder if they're trying to use the regen and then it says, oh, now you really need the brakes. So it tries the regen and then jams on the regular brakes. So it's that kind of dance between the two, I think, is what they're trying to balance.
Yeah, and with the regen braking, there's 3 different settings. And of course, one of the settings will bring you to a complete stop.
Yeah, so it's coast along, like you sail along. Then there's normal, which kind of mimics what you would get with a regular gasoline version of this. And then the heavy regen braking that Andrea mentioned.
What I am surprised about is the steering. It's actually quite heavy. It's not something that I would say I don't like. I like heavier steering.
But I put it in, S for subscribe. Actually, I put it in for sport. So now go around a few corners with it in comfort.
Yes, okay.
So that's where you're going to notice the difference.
I've also got the regen braking on, so it's doing the braking for me.
But the steering feels a lot lighter now, right?
Yeah, it feels a lot lighter, which I think some may like more. Of course, there's all different drive modes, so you can firm up the suspension, make it a little bit softer, and it's the same with the steering, so you can personalize the drive for yourself.
Standard on every EQS is air suspension, so you have the ability to raise the vehicle up by 30 millimeters for off-roading. Once again, we're going to do that tomorrow. It also gives you the adaptability of having it firm or soft and making it a true luxury vehicle in its softest settings.
And then rear axle steering with a steering angle of 4.5 degrees. And there's a software update that's available to get 10-degree angle steering.
And I'm showing you some footage of the EQS sedan with that active steering at its maximum, and boy, does it ever turn.
Well, it just makes this vehicle, which is very large, being a 7-passenger vehicle as an option, to maneuver it easily in and out of city traffic, to parallel park it. The turning radius on this is incredible.
Okay, what about the looks of this thing? Because I think this looks way better than the EQS sedan.
Yeah, a lot of people are not crazy about the EQ design, and they feel that it has strayed so far from Mercedes-Benz gas models. And we felt with the short front and rear overhang of the EQS sedan that from the profile, it looked a little bit like a jelly bean.
It looked a lot like a jelly bean.
Let's be honest. I thought from the front and the rear it looked good. This profile, to me anyway, is so much better. I like the looks of this, the whole SUV style, more than the sedan.
So at the front, you have the ability to get either a black panel on either side of the three-pointed star or the optional little micro three-pointed stars that are embedded in the grille. So that's one look. The light bar from side to side at the front is standard equipment. Unfortunately, the lit three-pointed star in the center, apparently there's some regulatory issue, can't get it in Canada.
This comes standard with LED headlights and LED taillights, 20-inch wheels, available 21-inch. You might notice on our test model that we're riding on 22-inch wheels. This wheel size is not available in the North American market.
I wonder why.
I don't know, it looks hot. It also has a package on this, so we've got all the black exterior accents on the windows and also on the power folding mirrors, but you can get chrome as well.
All right, the back is super clean, very clean looking, except for the wiper. So they've gone with this flush tailgate and bumper design. It all looks integrated, and the light bar across from side to side. And we asked them, why didn't you put the windshield wiper at the top underneath the rear valance? They said, that's not the way we do it. That's pretty German. It says this is the way it is.
And these vehicles look this way because of aerodynamics. This gets a 0.26 drag coefficient, and the EQS sedan is 0.21. So that's pretty good for such a large SUV.
I just want to reiterate again, this is a Mercedes-Benz. They bring the luxury. So when you look inside it, somebody spent a lot of money. The passengers are going to get in and go, you spent a lot of money. Andrea, you look like you're driving an expensive SUV.
For sure. I mean, this Hyperscreen, which is available on this model, standard on the 580, is beautiful. It is made up of 3 separate screens that total 56 inches, and it is scratch and fingerprint resistant. Now we say fingerprint resistant, you still get some fingerprints on it, but it's this center console that has a 17.8-inch touchscreen. The passenger has a 12.3-inch touchscreen, and then you've got the 12.3-inch digital driver display.
But you're probably wondering, okay, that's the Hyperscreen. What do I get if I don't get the 580 or I don't pay for this? Well, you get a setup very similar to what we've seen in the S-Class regular gasoline model. 12.8-inch screen in the center, which is actually very usable, and a 12.3-inch screen behind the steering wheel. Or you go big and you get this. You think most people will get this? I think if you're going to get this vehicle, you got to go big and get the Hyperscreen.
Well, it's just so modern and futuristic looking. The technology in here is incredible. I've always said that Tesla is tops for technology, but you know what? Mercedes-Benz has brought their A game and all the luxury to come with it. These seats are beautiful. The interior color combination has a nice warm tone to it, and there's just so much storage in here.
This is designed by people who actually drive cars and use them and need to get to things like the seat controls, lock and unlock, the trunk releases where it should be, the buttons for the windows, all this stuff you're used to using with a quick key, you have it in this vehicle.
I also like that Mercedes-Benz did a center console floating design, so you've got all that storage on the bottom for a purse or whatever larger items that you might be carrying that day. I think it's a clever storage idea.
What about a Merce?
A Merce, sure. Zach, do you have a Merce?
I do not.
I didn't think so.
And the center console,
style.
in the center console here, you have your juice box, big juice box holder. You have a wireless charger, and then another huge storage area. Look how deep that is, up to my elbow.
Yeah.
So they've utilized this space nicely. Then you have the stereo system, and Mercedes-Benz is the very first brand to be certified with the Dolby Atmos system.
Yeah.
And that's what's in this.
And this is the 3D Burmester sound system. This also has a panoramic sunroof with a screen that closes, so if you feel like you're getting too hot, Mercedes-Benz has taken care of that.
But watch this, a lot of electric vehicles, there's no sunroof.
Ah.
This actually has a real sunroof.
So great that it opens.
That mountain air. We're getting all that mountain air here.
Yeah, well, we find in Colorado that, my goodness, the air pressure, we're getting more headaches.
Yeah, we're up at Mile High City. You definitely feel it when you get here.
We're not used to it. We're used to sea level.
Okay, so the materials in here, back to, they brought the luxury. So the materials in here, there's a lot of recycled materials, like the headliner and the carpets are made from recycled materials.
Yeah.
But the Alcantara and the leather, this one's got the full leather dash. It's spectacular.
It's beautiful. The interior that we have in our test model is black and gray, but you can also get a brown interior with some rose gold trim. It's just really pretty. There's a lot of different options that you can pick to make this Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV your own.
And all the ambient lighting. They bring it with the ambient lighting. It's everywhere on the inside of this thing.
Some other features that this top trim gets: ventilated front seats, heated rear seats, a foot activated tailgate, and of course the 21-inch wheels are standard on the top trim. All of those features are available on the 450 as well, but they are in packages. This also comes with some great standard driver assistant technology, including adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning, automated emergency braking, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, and blind spot monitoring.
So you're probably wondering, Zach and Andrea, when can I get the EQS? Well, it is going to be arriving in dealerships this fall, so really weeks away. Now we're just about to go in day 2 to our off-road area, but now we want to talk about space in the back. This has a perfectly flat floor, a very long wheelbase, plenty of space on the inside, so getting in and out for everybody is easy, and it really is quite comfortable, except for what, Andrea?
Just that middle seat. Because of the armrest when it's up and you're sitting back there, I feel that there's a bit of a bump in my back, and I don't feel like it's that comfortable, but I do like the flat floor, and that gives me lots of space for my legs.
Yeah, but Andrea, if you need to take more people, you just get the optional third row. So the back seat caddies forward electrically. That's fancy, very fancy. Mercedes, of course. How much is the third row seat?
It's around $2,500. I would say that I could sit in the third row for a shorter period of time. I think that kids would enjoy it more.
All right, so you're thinking to yourself, this is an EQS. Is this the same size as a GLS? No, it's not. It's in between what you would know as the GLE and the GLS. It's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah.
So the third row really is for kids or adults for a short period of time, but it is available, and that's one of the things about this product. It's a real luxury 3-row SUV.
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz made a point to say this doesn't have a competitor.
Nope.
You might say Model X, they say no.
This SUV offers over 2,000 liters or 71.3 cubic feet of overall space, which is actually quite good. Space behind the second row is 565 liters or almost 20 cubic feet. And behind the third row, you'll get 195 liters or 6.9 cubic feet of space. Now, if you're wondering if there's an AMG EQS SUV coming, there is not, but there is a Maybach coming.
And just like that, it's going to be day 2. Well, look, everybody, I'm driving, and we have a special guest. What's your name?
Benjamin.
Benjamin. And you're from Germany. Here is our instructor.
Yes.
And Andrea gets the complimentary bumpy back seat.
I get the back seat, but at least I get to see how comfortable it is.
All right. Oh, so you wanted to start us off with some instruction.
Yeah, so before we start, we want to put the car here into off-road mode.
Mm-hmm.
That raises the car, also change the ESP functions.
So that goes to 8.9 inches of ground clearance,
So
which
what
is the maximum.
What's the regular street
The regular is 7.8 inches, but you can go to the max of 8.9, which is pretty great.
height? So what's the advantage of electrical drive for off-road is you can manage the torque, right?
Yeah, you can manage the torque, and if you would open the window now, then you can really enjoy the nature, you know, how quiet it is.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any bears up here?
No, I saw a fox and a deer and these horn sheeps,
Yeah.
but
Horn-
not here, right here. So
Horny
we're going
sheep. Okay.
We're going.
Oh, so this is
So-
great. So now that is the front camera. Yeah, so the wheels articulate on this one up to 10 degrees, which is going to be amazing in really tight off-road situations, right?
Yeah. It's not only the radius, you know, it also is the center of the radius that moves.
Yeah.
This is definitely tight for such a wide vehicle.
Okay, Andrea, it's bumpy.
Yeah.
You're in the middle seat. How's the comfort?
Actually, I gotta say, definitely comfortable because it has the flat floor, so I have lots of leg room, but I still have this
Yeah, it's
hump
hard.
here.
It's
It's
hard.
very hard. It's quite firm. It would be nice if it was a little bit softer.
That's not for Princess Drea. You need that seat. Or this seat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You get it back, don't worry.
Yes.
With the massage.
Okay, here's the elephant tracks.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
So back up a little bit so we can set the car straight. So, okay, and now go straight 0 to 1 mile.
Yeah.
Because we want to
You balance,
enjoy the balancing and not hitting it too hard. Yeah, perfect. That's actually the perfect spot to get outside and take a look how this car is looking
Okay.
from the outside, because
I tell you what we're
going
going
to
to do.
imagine.
This is what we're going to do. Andrea, we'll
Yeah.
go around one more time.
Yeah.
And Andrea will drive and I'll video. How's that?
And then just take my time going down.
Yeah, pretty slow,
Slow.
because we don't want to have it like bumpy. We
Yeah.
just want to enjoy the movement from left to right.
To right.
And it's kind of tricky to play with the
Yeah, because you don't know how much gas to give, right?
yeah, and then also to brake when it's over
when it
that little
comes down,
top.
yeah. It's
So
crazy
very
what it's
slow,
capable
very
of
slow,
doing.
yeah. Great job. So
Thank you.
now we're gonna go down left if we don't want to wait for him.
I think he's going to come in. He's coming in.
This is one of those features that you have on regular gas models, the hill descent control, that is once you've used it, you're like, it's so good when you're in a really slippery place or you just let the car do all the work. You just steer.
Well, I think we can all agree that it is capable.
Well, air suspension is a game changer, right?
Yeah.
Because it gives you the mall ride height to get to the mall, and then it gives you the off-road ride height to get to the cottage.
Yep.
It's all up to the driver, Andrea. It really comes down to the driver, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Benjamin did say I did a good job in that little tiny part that I did. Right, Benjamin?
Yes, absolutely.
See?
So it's the second day. We've been off-roading. Now we're heading on the freeway back into Denver to catch our flight home.
Yeah.
And we're going to get into a few things before we give our final thoughts on this. So Andrew, what about the vital stats, like what this thing costs?
Let's start with pricing. We'll do Canada first and then we'll move on to the US. The EQS 450 starts at $136,000 Canadian and the 580 is $158,500 Canadian.
In the US, the EQS 450 Plus, that's the rear-wheel drive model, is just over $104,000. The regular 450 with all-wheel drive is just over $107,000. And the 580, the one we're driving, is just under $130,000 US. The all-wheel drive models can tow 4,000 pounds, and the rear-wheel drive 450 Plus can tow almost 1,700 pounds.
The EQS SUV can charge at speeds up to 200 kilowatts and will charge from 10 to 80% with a DC fast charger within 31 minutes. With a 240 volt outlet, the EQS SUV can charge from 10 to 100% in 11 hours and 25 minutes. It comes with a 9.6 kilowatt onboard charger. Mercedes-Benz offers a warranty of 4 years or 80,000 kilometers, 50,000 miles. In the U.S., customers will receive complimentary vehicle charging at Electrify America. New EQS drivers will get an unlimited number of 30-minute charging sessions throughout the entire Electrify America network at no additional cost for the first 2 years. Complimentary scheduled maintenance in the US is also offered for 2 years. So we thought we'd just end this with a couple final thoughts. Overall, I think Mercedes-Benz has done a really good job with this EV. The technology is excellent, but what I'd like to see an improvement on is the brakes.
So it's obvious that Mercedes-Benz is embracing their traditional luxury with this large electric SUV.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Tesla has their Model X that goes fast in a straight line, and Mercedes is like, hold my beer. We'll show you how to make a real luxury SUV, and they have. I agree with Andrea. We've driven 3 or 4 different versions of this over the last couple of days. This one, I think if you get the light interior, the brakes are better.
Or the 7-passenger vehicle, I don't know. But I notice an improvement in the brakes on this second vehicle that we drove.
But
How about with the off-road one?
Yeah, I just think it needs to be improved.
Yeah.
They know it. We told them. They heard it. They said they know, and they're going to work on it.
Yeah. Comfortable, luxurious, and smooth. For those of us who can afford it, you've got one sweet ride.
Mercedes brought the luxury for this SUV. This feels fully polished. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.